Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is filled with tons of mechanics and elements in the gameplay that make it deeper than it seems. People have debated why it is or not a competitive game. Whether you agree with that or not, people are playing competitively. Well, not as much as a couple of months ago, but it's still happening. And the practices that these players apply are elements that they have been acquiring after hundreds of matches. Some of these tricks or practices are not told in the game explicitly, and that is why today I got for you 10 things that Sparking Zero doesn't tell you when you start playing. You're more than welcome to leave any additional tips and tricks you know that aren't featured in this video in the comments. It would be great if we could share that knowledge with the entire community. Or if you feel the video helped you in the end, leave a good like and follow us on Twitch so you can watch me live. It's free and it helps us continue to grow. Now, on with the video. Number 1. One of the most useful mechanics in the neutral combat of this game, because it's a situation that occurs a lot, is the teleport to the opponent's back when we're hitting. That is, those situations in which both you and the opponent are pressing square and start to throw hits causing them to collide and neither of you deal any damage. At this moment you can press circle and move the left analog to one side. I usually do it to the right, and so our character will teleport to the opponent's back, leaving the way free to continue the combo. You can even do it when you're already landing a combo and get your opponent's back if you want, but you have to be careful because it's something your opponent will usually also try to do and will appear behind you to try to restart the combo. You have to be alert in case you have to respond and do it again. It can go on for a long time and you may be in a small cycle of repetitions until someone wins the neutral. This is a pretty useful tool that is not emphasized enough in the game. Number 2. One of the most used techniques in competitive Sparking Zero is chipping. This consists on launching Ki Blast at medium distance, while moving from one side to the other, alternating between those two actions. But each Ki Blast is not one of the normal ones, but charged Ki Blast, so you can leave the button pressed slightly longer so that each blast, when it connects, stuns the opponent for a bit longer. This deals a considerable amount of damage and partly clouds a lot of the opponent's field of vision, making it a nightmare to have you at that distance. So you can take advantage of this opportunity to approach from behind with the Dragon Rush and catch him off guard. The chip can also be done at a shorter distance, but the pattern must change, making shorter zigzags and firing normal blasts. This way you can also quickly gain the neutral, and it requires some practice, but once you get the hang of it, it can be a very useful tool in your favor. Number 3. This may be a subtle and insignificant detail, but to a certain extent, the power level of the characters can be measured with their Z dashes. If we are in a stage with mountains or buildings that serve as obstacles, try to destroy them with your character's rush. If he or her manages to go through and destroy them, the power level is quite decent, but if he is unable to do so, like with Chaos or Krillin, it shows that his power level is quite low. Number 4. The time limit that characters have to extend the semi-infinite combo that Sparking mode gives is a bit short compared to some situations that occurred in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, in which you could extend it as long as you wanted. The issue is that Sparking mode combo is not measured by time, but by number of hits given, and the vast majority of characters of the roster only achieve 20 hits, although there are exceptions like Jiren, which allows him to make 30 hits in total. If you're tired of games being too expensive, at Instant Gaming you can buy all the games you want at an incredible price. You even have the option to get pre-orders and gift cards with a big discount. I've been using it for several years now, and here are my latest purchases to show you guys that is completely legit. Cheap, fast and safe. You can check it out in the link I leave you in the description down below. That would be a huge support for the channel. Let's get back to the video. Number 5. Another very effective but not well-known way to approach the rival from the back, or do the backing as some players call it, is the following. When we are a medium distance from the opponent, not too far nor too close, we can press X to make a dash towards the opponent. Then press R1 to jump and then press X again. In this way we can get the back of the opponent very quickly and safely. This is a very similar way to win the opponent's back to the one that we had in Budokai Tenkaichi Tenkaichi 3 meta, in which we quickly press R1 to lift up and R2 to quickly descend and put yourself behind your enemy. Winning the back is super important because you don't deal more damage like it happened in Budokai Tenkaichi 3, but it does increase the chances that your opponent will not escape from your combo. Being in the back, he cannot have his guard up, so let's say that a combo with the opponent in this position is more optimizable, unless he is a master of the Z counter. Number 6. As you know, it's not possible to choose the same character twice in one fight, with the exception of Cell Jr., Metal Cooler, Frieza Soldiers, and the Saibaman, something that fully respects the logic of the series, but you can have two Vegetos in the same game. When choosing Vegeto and Goku and Vegeta in their respective versions for the fusion, you enter the fight and you can do the fusion again to have two Vegetos in the same fight, so you can try the same process with other fusions like Gotenks or Gogeta. Number 7. Although it may be hard to believe, there's a ton of people who still don't know that you can recover the health of one of your characters while switching them out for another in the middle of a fight. While they're inactive, their health bar regenerates. What you may not know is that your health can even regenerate to 100% if you leave your character without fighting for a long time, which doesn't happen very often due to the intensity of the fight. At some point, you will have to use your other characters, but this didn't happen in Tenkaichi 3. The life recovery for your companion characters had a limit, but now, in Sparking, they broke that limit and you can heal your characters slowly but very effectively. Number 8. Let's go with a tip related to farming, specifically the Zeni, that game resource that allows us to spend it in the store to unlock characters early, skins, and aesthetic items. There's a quick and easy way to earn a lot of money with little effort. I can't assure that right now it's the most effective method, but it's the one that has always worked for me, and it is to go to the final battle for Goku vs Frieza in Namek in the battle episodes, so you can repeat this battle over and over again and you will receive 300,000 Zeni for each battle completed, and it doesn't last that long. You can do it until you're exhausted. Zeni are a very useful resource, but they don't specify the best way to earn them. Number 9. It's not secret to anyone that Sparking Zero has a very casual gameplay scheme, and this is evident thanks to the different control schemes it handles. You can configure your controller for your greater comfort with the controls, even so that the game does almost everything for you. When you activate all the assists, almost everything is automatic for you, covering yourself, recovery after being taken down, counters, everything. But be careful, this is the worst thing you can do if you're already playing at a more competitive level. I recommend deactivating them all if you already feel more in control of all the mechanics, because this can actually hinder everything you want to do. At some point, your opponent may have become exposed, and because of an automatic cover assist, you would miss the chance to start a combo. Many people don't know this, but please turn off the assists. Number 10. This is a quite big technical difference that Sparking Zero has with Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Buffing skills or other more defensive ones like Sanzo Ken had a penalty as a consequence. In several cases, the key charging speed was considerably reduced, and this was not removed until the key bar was full again. Or also, if you transform your character, that penalty disappeared. It also happened with skills that charged your ki to the maximum. It was a subtle but effective way to balance these abilities and made players think twice before activating them. In Sparking Zero, these penalties don't exist with buffering abilities, which unbalances many of the characters who have these abilities. Keep this in mind, because this can make all the difference when choosing your next fighter in a fight. But well guys, tell me in the comments what other tips or tricks you know. Feel free to share them. I hope this video has been useful to you, whether you are a beginner or an experienced player. That was all for today, and I'll be watching you in the next video. Take care and see ya!